The college football playoff picture is set with Tulane and James Madison, Alabama and Miami all getting in alongside Indiana, Georgia, and Texas Tech, who all won their conference championship games yesterday. Filling out the bracket are Oregon, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and last year's champs, Ohio State. Mike Muse hopping in the show early. We love it. He's here to help us break it all down. Our ABC News contributor and Sirius XM host. So, Mike, you told me yesterday there was a window, there was a door open for JMU to get in. They get in. They're in with Tulane. What do you think about it?
James Madison University has entered the chat. It's all because Duke ended up winning their game. Once Duke won their game, it just changed their calculus. And what we saw was in the rules in terms of how the selection committee is going to select the 12 teams to go into the playoffs, part of that is a 5-team from championships, from conferences. And at the end of it, it was who is highest ranked in the conference that they actually won, and that was James Madison. James Madison was higher ranked in the Sun Belt Conference than Duke was actually ranked, and so therefore they were able to slide into the 12th spot, and I know Duke is not happy about that.
No, I know Notre Dame's not happy either. They kind of got bounced by Alabama and Miami. We talked about it yesterday, but now that it's final, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, just overall what I think is that the selection committee has a lot to reevaluate going into next year's 12-year team system because it is so subjective. I used that word a lot yesterday with subjectivity. If you just look at a couple of data points, if you look at the college playoff rankings, you have Tulane at number 20, but they were able to get the number 11 seed. You have James Madison University, their final ranking was number 24, Perry, but yet they were able to get the 12th seed. It came down to really looking at the three teams, which is going to be Alabama, Notre Dame, and Miami. What the selection committee looked at was Alabama's strength of record and also their strength of scheduling, and the fact that they were able to beat Georgia previously early in the season, although they did lose. But here's where the subjectivity and people who are upset come into play. BYU lost their championship game yesterday to Texas, but they are still out of the 12-player playoff system where Alabama is. So how was that awarded? What was the subjectivity aspect of that? Notre Dame is absolutely upset right now because Miami got in. But when you look at it head-to-head matchup, that actually played a key factor because Miami was able to defeat Notre Dame early in the season. And you look at their strength of schedule and their strength of record, they are very comparable with those two. So it came down to head-to-head.
I mean, I think as long as humans are involved in any selection, there's going to be complaining. Think about college basketball, 64 teams, then you have the play-in team as well. I mean, those 4 teams, they're still complaining about that. So I think regardless of how many teams you add to the playoffs, people will still be complaining about one team getting out, one team getting in.
Yeah, it will be. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. What the college playoffs selection committee is trying to solve for is equity and making things equitable. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to reimagine what is equitable, because if you look at who's on the sidelines right now, it's BYU, Texas, Vanderbilt, and Notre Dame. Those teams alone are very strong. It's hard to convince anyone that James Madison University could defeat a Vanderbilt, that they could defeat a Notre Dame, that they could defeat a BYU. And so you're saying you want to field the top 12 teams, but when in reality, you're not seeding the top 12 teams.
Right.
And so how then do we evaluate what is actually fair and equitable? And I think also it's going to come down to conferences. How do we reevaluate how conferences are selecting who gets to play for the conference championship? But then, Perry, at the end of the day, too, what does the college championships even mean in terms of your conference championships?
Mike Muse, thank you.